Hey, what's up? It's Pizza Loving Nerd here. Today I'm working on a review of Kubuntu 18.10. And let me tell you, this distro is great. This is one of the best distros I've tried in a while. So I actually had some issues with Plasma on 18.10, or on 18.04, I mean. 18.10 fixes a lot of the issues I had. And it's snappy, it's stable. KDE is pretty lightweight compared to GNOME. But it looks heavy. It looks like it's a super heavy desktop, but it's actually really lightweight. So I'm recording and I'm only using 50% on both my CPU cores. And I'm not even using a gig of RAM and I'm recording. Um and not even a gig of RAM. And yeah. Um so you can run this on a pretty low spec system. Um And KDE looks like it'd be a very lightweight desktop environment, but it is not. It's not a lightweight desktop environment, or it is a lightweight desktop environment, even though it looks like it won't be. Um, so KDE is stable, snappy, and I just love it. It's very. Now let's look at the problems of this distro. Now, one thing is this distro, I feel like, for a new user, might be a little bit overwhelming how customizable it is. Um, so, I always know what I want, but to a new user, this would be very overwhelming. Um, so, yeah. Um, but another thing is that Discover, which is the software center for KDE, it it tries to use snaps by default over normal packages. Now, one thing that's nice is you can disable this feature, so you can enable and disable snaps and Flatpaks, and it works just fine without them, which I like. GNOME Software Center tries to shove it down your throat, but I still don't like the direction of snaps and Flatpaks. I think that using a normal package is the best way to install applications. And if there isn't a normal package, I think app images are the best alternative. Flatpaks are in the middle, and snaps are the last thing I'd try and use. Anyways, so um, it the software center works pretty well. The GNOME Software Center is as slow as a week in prison, but this installs things pretty fast. So yeah. Um, I just really like this. Do sort of wish it put no maps at the bottom, because this is KDE, but it's fine for games, and it's fine, I guess, but I'd sort of prefer if no maps weren't listed as high. I think it's done by rating, though, so I don't blame them. I think it's sorted by highest rating. You can also do name and release date and size. 0 bytes, wow. Abbey word is 0 bytes, guys. But yeah, this is a nice, fast software center. It's snappy. This whole distro is just nice. It's snappy, and it works. It works great, and it looks nice and modern while being pretty lightweight. So let's look at some of the wallpapers here. Oh, this is a cool wallpaper. That's a really nice wallpaper here. I really like that wallpaper. But yeah, I just like everything about this distro. This is one of the best distros I've tried in a while. So Kubuntu, you're nailing this. You're nailing this update. You've nailed it. Canonical. Uh Now, one thing though is I feel like that with Kubuntu, even 18.04 for example, I feel like KDE Neon is getting less and less of a purpose. Now, I've had an issue every time I've installed KDE Neon, and I know this distro isn't about or this review isn't about KDE Neon, I just like to mention it. People liked it because it's a rolling release KDE distro that is up to date, and it has all the experimental new features from KDE, and it's a minimal install. Now, one thing is, I feel like this would be a better alternative than KDE Neon because KDE Neon isn't stable, it's experimental. Um, this is not a rolling release. It's pretty up to date. If you're willing to spend once every 6 months updating it, it works fine. It's pretty up to date. And you could also just use the LTS for 2 years and only have to update it 2 years. That is less up to date, but that doesn't really matter. KDE Neon also is a minimal install. Well, Kubuntu has a minimal install option now, so I don't really understand why you would use KDE Neon at this point. Unless you were like a KDE developer and you needed to beta test things. Another thing I noticed about this distro is, unlike normal Ubuntu here, it does not do data collection and send it up to Canonical. Yeah, it is optional in Canonical. Kubuntu doesn't do that by default. So that's a plus for Kubuntu. Now what are some things I think this distro can add? They could add a welcome screen, but they don't need a welcome screen. I didn't mean to open that, but I think a welcome screen would be a good addition, but I don't think it really needs it, honestly, because this distro's for the advanced user, I feel like. So, and most advanced users don't like welcome screens. Or at least I don't. That's just my personal opinion. I also, um, I also think they should include a little bit more Qt apps. Now, it is pretty good, except LibreOffice. I think maybe once LibreOffice or whatever KDE's using for their Office suite gets updated, I think they should use that. As well as I think they should use a Qt alternative to Firefox. I guess I'll admit Firefox and LibreOffice are both better than their alternatives, but I didn't mean to open this. But with all of the other KT, I think it'd integrate better in the desktop if they use different browsers. That I keep opening LibreOffice, I don't know why. So, but other than that, this is the perfect distro. I absolutely love this distro, and I'm sad I have to leave it and review Ubuntu now, which I think is going to be crap, Ubuntu, honestly. Anyways, I'm gonna make one more video of this distro, once I'm done with this. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.